Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Zmore the Dad in DPS, and we're back again with another episode of Script My Pants, a series where I spend 2,000 script at the purveyor and hopefully get something amazing. But before we get into that, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, Murgs, you don't like me, and I certainly don't like you, but bring some bacon. Okay, this one's okay. Vampire Stubnose plus 44, replenish action points with each kill, and 250 damage resistance while reloading. Now, obviously, Vampire's best used on a weapon that's got either a faster fire rate or explosive, but, you know, it's better than a kick in the face. And the replenish action points with each kill means you can use it in VATS for longer, so, you know, there is merits to it. Not the worst pull. Can't talk today. Instigating Hellstorm Missile Launcher, bashing damage, resistance while aiming. Poop. Absolute poop. Instigating on this is technically good because it would essentially double your damage, but 2-shot is the superior option with this weapon by far. So yeah, not happy about it. Definitely gonna script it. Gormon's short assault rifle with bullets explode for air damage and 25 VATS action point cost. This is a god roll. So yeah, decent little weapon. Gormond is a build that I do want to use at some point. I keep saying that, I just never bother doing it. But all three effects work really well, especially the type of weapon it is. So yeah, this is actually a very good roll. Not necessarily the best weapon it's on, but you know, not every weapon has to be a fixer. Mutant Slayer's short pump action VATS hits, do 50 extra damage and 90% reduced weight. You've got Mutant Slayers on it. I mean, the rest of the effects are relatively okay, but Mutant Slayers just makes it absolute poop. There's always a better thing than specific damage types. Executioner's 10mm pistol, replenish action points with each kill, 15% faster reload. Now, again, this is a decent little pull. Executioners is a really slept on effect. Replenish action points with each kill in VATS is definitely a better option than some. Don't get me wrong, faster fire rate or VATS crits could have been a better option, but at the same time, it's still a fairly decent weapon and not one that I would disparage people using, especially on a pistol build. Next I'm getting deja vu. This one's okay for the same reason the other one was okay. The very first one. I'm not going to go into it again, it's pretty much the same weapon. Instigating Light Machine Gun, limb damage, reduced weight. Now, this is not a good weapon for instigating ever. The damage this thing outputs per shot isn't exactly its strength. Its strength is the sheer amount of bullets it fires, so instigating is useless on this. That is nothing but script. 2-shot flamer, last shot, and 50 damage resistance while aiming. Now, last shot on this weapon is not good on the basis that, you know, it's got a massive magazine. So yeah, the only good effect on here realistically is 2-shot. 2-shot flamers are actually okay in the basis that 2 sets of flames coming out at the rate of fire it's got will do a lot of damage. And it's a lot easier to maintain a proper aim with it because you are relatively close to the enemy when you're firing it, but sadly, no. The other effects ruin it. Junkie's Gatling Plasma, and 2 VATS perks. This is script. Junkie's the only good effect on here. Not going to talk about that. There's no point. There's literally no point. Junkie's short radium rifle with replenish action points with each kill, faster movement speed while aiming. Now this one is relatively okay. Junkie's is a decent damaging effect, and replenish action points with each kill is one of those effects that I do actually like. It's not going to optimize your damage, but it is going to optimize your ability to just keep using VATS. So I like it in that sense. And the radium rifle is a slept-on weapon as well. Faster movement speed while aiming isn't really that relevant. Again, I would try and use this weapon in VATS, but that is what it is. Gormon's Gatling Plasma, limb damage, 1 jelly. The same reason that the other Gatling Plasma isn't that great. Gormon's the only effect on here that I'm really interested in, and very meh. Very meh. My heavy weapons I'm getting today are garbage. Nocturnal Pepper Shaker, VATS hit chance, faster movement speed while aiming. Again, VATS hit chance on this kind of weapon is just useless. Movement speed while aiming is actually okay, and Nocturnal is, you know, if you're using a Nocturnal build, is an okay set of effects. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and I certainly don't think it's something I would intend to use. So yeah. Medic shorthand made VATS crits, do 50 extra damage, and 15% faster reload. Now, obviously, if medics ever became good, this would be an incredible role, essentially a god role. But if that ever becomes the case, I'll probably never find out, because the game will be long dead by then before they actually make medics good. Either way, it's kind of geared up to work well in tandem, so it's essentially a medics god role, but medics just isn't good. That's the problem. Mutants short Western Revolver, replenishing action points for each kill, 1 perception. Again, for the same reason that the other ones are relatively okay, and mutants I like to describe as a good leveling weapon for when you're low level, you don't have a build. These kind of weapons are actually quite good because mutations are easy to come by, whereas, you know, getting the right perk cards are a little bit harder when you're low level. So this is an actual good kind of leveling and grinding weapon, especially if you're going to more towards the pistol route. The 1 perception helps this hit its shots more often, and handguns are less accurate than rifles, so there is a benefit to having perception as a other perk on there. Okay, Fixer. It's either Stalkers or the other one, I don't care. Either way, this is garbage. Just, no. It had 2 stealth perks on there, I don't want to talk about it. Just, no. Gormon's Crusader Pistol, VATS crits do 50 damage, 25% VATS action point cost. This is a Gormon god roll for a Crusader Pistol. This is actually quite a good gun. It's on the character that I would use it on as well. So I'm very happy with that. That's actually quite a good drop. Again, Gormon's isn't the most amazing damaging perk, but it is a relevant build that you can use. So yeah, good little roll. Been quite lucky today. Juggernaut's Fat Man, VATS hit chance, breaks 50% slower. Now, there's many reasons why I hate this. Mainly just because it's Fat Man. VATS hit chance, I suppose if you're using this thing with VATS, yeah, that's okay. And breaks 50% slower is actually really good on these type of weapons, on the basis that they break really quickly because of the way explosive does things. So yeah, this is an actual, it's okay, but it's not what I would want. I've got a much better Fat Man in one of my characters, so yeah, no. Stalker's Bow, VATS hit chance, 1 perception. It's Stalkers. Not gonna miss, but it's Stalkers. Screw this thing. No. Anti-armor 50 cal, bashing damage 1 perception. Bashing damage is absolutely useless on this weapon. Anti-armor is very good, but the 1 perception, less so. Again, this is probably script bait, and I wouldn't sell it personally. I wouldn't buy it. I'd buy it as the script, basically, so nah. Last but not least, ooh, Aristocrat's Crusader Pistol, VATS, critical hits do 50 extra damage and 1 perception. Now, for all the reasons that I said, this is essentially, well, I said this is a good set of perks on the weapon. This is a good set of perks on this weapon. The 1 perception, the more accuracy you can get with pistols, the better. It means you're not missing those initial shots. You're putting a lot more damage per enemy. VATS crits do 50 extra damage, and Aristocrats, all 3 decent effects. Perception, I would probably prefer VATS cost reduction or reload speed, but this gun reloads pretty quick anyway, so I would take it over many other perks. This has been a good day. It's been a very good day. Now for our first pick, we have the Aristocrat's Crusader Pistol. As I said, and I just finished talking about it, Aristocrat's a decent effect. It's a consistent damaging effect because obviously unless you're spending caps as you're going about, you're not losing damage. On top of that, VATS criticals do 50 extra damage. It's very good. Crits are potentially going to be getting a massive buff in the near future as well. So we'll see if this, does even more than that when that fix comes in. I don't know the full skinny of it, but hopefully it makes it impressive. Then the 1 perception here increases our accuracy, which is not a bad thing because these things miss a bit more than you would with your rifles. so pistols do benefit from a little bit extra perception in the beginning. Either way, decent little gun, and I'm very happy to have it, and it's going to end up in my rotation quite easily. Next up, we have the Gourmand Short Assault Rifle. Now, this is a god roll, there is no denying that. Obviously, it might not be the god roll that everybody wants, because Gourmand's is not a build that everybody uses, but Gourmand's is a viable build. With the use of Perfect Bubblegum and Bullion, you can pretty much, depending on how often you play and what you're doing, you can literally be constantly well fed. Bullets explode for area damage, always good, and VATS action point cost, always good. Unless it's a non-VATS weapon. And this can be a VATS weapon. So yeah, I am very happy with this, and we'll probably test it out in the near future. Now, the last pick is the Gourmand's Crusader Pistol, and for all the reasons that the first Crusader Pistol is there, this one is here. It's a bunch of decent effects altogether. It is a god roll, and the VATS action point cost is what tipped it over its sibling. And that's essentially just on the basis that I'm going to be able to use VATS for longer with the weapon. VATS action point cost is always really good if you're using it on a VATS build. So yeah, it's good for the... It's basically a combination of the previous weapon and the first weapon. Gourmand's, and then a bunch of the different effects. Either way, all three weapons tonight were really good, and we still have other ones that I consider to be at least, you know, usable, and things that I will keep unless I get something better than them. So yeah, tonight has been incredibly successful, especially for pistols. You know, pistol heavy night. Right. So that was today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and helps me keep on chugging along with my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are the relevant links down below, such as my Ko-fi link and whatnot. Now, let's thank our YouTube members. There is our Chosen Undead members, Diofane Gaming and Goldty. Big thanks to both of you, and I hope you're both doing very well. And then we have our Dad's Army members, which are Wyatt Blackburn, Waller is me, Colin G, Peggy McKnight, Matazbo, Devilman Games, Marcus Carrasco, Scott S, Bubba Doodle Mom, Ranger McSprudle, and that's it. No one else. Hope you guys are doing amazing. So, yeah, tonight's video, I think very successful. I'm relatively happy with what we got, and whether you guys agree or not, we'll see in the comments. But I'll catch you all next time in the Wasteland.